Hi, everyone, and welcome to Pinstripe People, a Yankees podcast presented by FanDuel and on the Believe Sports Network. I'm Sal Maiorana, and my co-host is Mike Lindsley, back from his afternoon or morning and afternoon at Cooperstown. Hello, Mike, and give us a quick couple seconds on how the day went yesterday at Cooperstown.
Yeah, down and back, Sal. Good to be back with you. Good. You know, weather was perfect. I left before the actual real ceremony started. I do like this. I do like to hang around for when they announce the Hall of Famers on the stage. That's always one of my favorite parts, is just seeing all of those guys on there together. However, it has changed, right? No more Whitey, no more Yogi, no more Hank, no more Willie Mays. I mean, you know, but they are now using, the newer Hall of Famers, and they had 60 there yesterday, the most ever. But again, that's what happens when you put everybody in. But Robin Yount, Jeter, those newer guys are trying to kind of use as like the new faces of the whole thing, right? I mean, Cal Ripken goes still every year. So there's still a good bit. By the way, Sandy Koufax came out looking like he could still go out there and mow people down or shoot like a 75 in golf. He looks unbelievable. But yeah, it was a good one overall. I had a chance to talk to Joe Buck. I talked to Jose Reyes. I talked to Dellin Betances. I talked to Dusty Baker, legendary manager, who I think will one day be in the Hall of Fame. So talked to a host of people. It was a good time, and I'm back, and it's just amazing how fast it goes. I mean, I'm down and back before I know it. I had a good chance to have lunch with our good buddy Scott Petoniak as well. So let's get into some Phillies and Yanks, and, we'll see who goes in next year. And we're not too far away from Albert Pujols, too, in 2 years.
Yeah, I to be honest, I thought it was kind of an underwhelming class this year. I mean,
It was
Carlos Beltran, I could see Andrew Jones and Jeff Kent. I understand the arguments. I just thought overall, as the wow factor, this one was really lacking. But that's just me, and you probably have a similar thought, but we've seen better classes than that one for sure.
Oh, 100%. I mean, in 05, I covered Sandberg and Boggs. 07 was Gwynn and Ripken. I mean, I covered the one that had 6 guys going in, including Greg Maddux, and I think Glavine went in the same year. Look at even the Jeter year that had the down Ted Simmons part. You had Jeter going in 2021 because of the COVID the year before. But you had Larry Walker, who was a really great 5-tool player as well. So, yeah, there's been a million great classes. The issue I have with Jeff Kent and Andrew Jones is you can make an argument for them or a couple to be Hall of Famers, but you can make multiple against them. And I don't like the fringe borderline type thing, right? With Carlos Beltran, I thought he had the most accomplished resume there, but this is the world we're in. We're making arguments against guys, and it should be a slam dunk, no doubt about it. We should know Aaron, Mays, Ruth, Garrett, Williams, Frank Robinson, Jeter, Seaver, Gibson, and the list goes on and on. When the name comes out, you bobble the head and you go, plaque, Hall of Fame. And with Kent and Jones, you just don't do that. Jones had 7 to 9 great years, but they weren't necessarily Mazian or Koufaxian. They were great, but then he declined hard in the 30s. I don't think he's actually a Hall of Famer despite 10 gold gloves and 400 home runs. There's guys who have some legendary marks, but Paul Goldschmidt was getting, drooled on in the game the other night on the telecast. I'm going, Dontrelle Willis is calling him a first ballot slam dunk Hall of Famer. I'm thinking, what has happened here to all of us, right? So, and it's no disrespect to Goldschmidt. It's the elite of the elite. That's what I want to see. The Halls of Fame are reserved for the Mazes, Aarons, Gretzky's, Orrs, and the Montanas and the Lawrence Taylors. That's what this is really, to me, all about. Jeff Kent, all-time home run leader at second base. That's a huge nod. Everybody at a position leading home run in history, they're in the Hall of Fame despite, McGuire and Bonds. We know why they're not in. But again, that's the argument for. There's a couple others, but I can make 3 or 4 against. So again, I want it to be slam dunk city for them to get in. But regardless of how it works and all the arguments and debates, Cooperstown is a special place, and I love going down. And I hit all my spots kind of, and I wish the technology worked out for us. But here we go talking Yanks Phillies.
Yeah, we did try to do a show yesterday with Mike walking around Cooperstown, and it worked for about 10 minutes, and then the technology failed. So we didn't get to do that show, but we're back this morning to talk about Yankees Phillies. And look, I'm not going to complain, Mike, about a series win over the Phillies. They didn't look good the first 2 games, the Phillies, but that's still a pretty good team. So to win 2 of 3 down there, the Yankees pitched amazing in the first 2 games. It's a good win for them, and they still lost ground on the stupid Rays, thanks to the Guardians completely shitting the bed over the weekend. So they lost a game, and they're now 3 back. But look, overall, good weekend. But man, it kind of got stained Saturday night, Mike, with the Cody Bellinger injury. you know, Bellinger has not been good at the plate lately. He was starting to come out of it the last week or so, but he went through a horrible stretch.
Mm-hmm.
But his defense, he's the best fielder in baseball. I mean, and literally by defensive runs saved, according to Fangraphs, only William Abreu, right fielder for the Red Sox, is better. So you're losing a really, really good player in Bellinger with Judge already out, with Stanton already out. It's
Right.
that soiled the whole weekend for me. What did you think of that situation?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the bullet points for the weekend are series win, great. Phillies are a team that is a pennant contender. However, they also can't hit until Sunday. They woke up and said, let's start getting this thing going, I guess. And then, the Bellinger news is killer. It kills you in a lot of boxes, right? Best fielder on the team, one of the best in baseball, lefty bat, balances your lineup, versatile, veteran, and you can put them all over the place. So when you start having problems in left, center, right, you can put them all over out there. And so it hurts you in all of those areas for sure on a lineup that already is hurting. He's one of their two guys that you need mostly every night. You try to count on Cody Bellinger. I know Paul Goldschmidt's done his thing, and that's fine, but he's older. To me, it's the stretch run sustainability in the dog days, Ben Rice, Bellinger, and then you pray. And so now Bellinger, and you're like, okay.
I mean, Mike, the option, I mean, they called out Spencer Jones because he really is the only viable option. The other guys they've used in the corner outfield, they're just bodies, right? Rosario, Caballero, Schumann. Those guys are only out there because there's no other, they have Judge out and they might rest a guy, whatever, one day. Yep. They're just bodies to throw on the field. They're not good. So they call up Spencer Jones, who didn't play last night because Christopher Sanchez would have eaten him alive as a left-handed pitcher. Right. But Jones is going to have to play every day in left field now, and he'll be fine. I mean, he might not be as good as Bellinger in the field, but he's pretty good. He's probably the best outfielder they have now. I mean, no doubt. He is going to, right now on this team, he will be the best fielding outfielder they have. The problem with Jones, as you know, the bat's been fine at AAA. It really hasn't translated in his two call-ups so far. He's only got 2 home runs as a Yankee. Granted, small sample size. I think it's like 86 plate appearances. But he's going to have to start hitting in this time up because he's going to get a little bit of a run here, and they need him to come through to cover this Bellinger injury.
Yeah, and again, we've talked about this too. I mean, this is a perfect time where you lose another guy, a veteran, a balanced lineup guy, a lefty, a guy you can, former MVP. Call up Lombard. I mean, this is.
Well, I think that's coming. That's definitely coming.
Yeah,
but I think what they're doing there, Mike, I even wrote about it. I think they're waiting to the trade deadline to get the roster situated to how they want it.
That's fine.
And then he's going to be up. That's what I think is going to happen.
That's fine.
I said too, this would be a great week to bring him up because they're on the road, right? They're away from the bright lights of the Bronx. Give him his runway in Chicago this week, and let him get used to a little bit of playing Major League Baseball before he comes to Yankee Stadium where all eyes are going to be peering down on him.
Yeah, it's just another layer of need the jolt, right? Youth, bat, energy, something. It's interesting. I'll loop in something from yesterday into this conversation. I talked to Jose Reyes, the baseball great, the former Met and all that, and he lived his entire career basically in New York. I mean, he's always had a place in New York. He loved New York. And I asked him, and there's a lot of humor in that interview, by the way. He was a character. He had a big sombrero hat, big Met hat. I told him it was a Yankee pod, and then he goes, "Oh no!" And we kind of joked, and I walked away, and I came back, and then I said, "I like that hat though." And he goes, "Oh, but it's a Yankee." I said, "No, but can we turn it around?" It was just a funny interview. But in there, I talked to him about the pressure of New York. I asked him about how he could handle the daily grind, and he mentioned that being Latino, being from the Dominican, he had a lot of folks from his home island in New York, so it actually relaxed him. And not the case for a Lombard, right? He's going to come in, So, and plus, in a lot of those Latin countries, I liken that to SEC football. I liken that to the SEC. You play Alabama, LSU, 80,000, 4 years, or I guess NAL portal. I don't know what you do now, but you play all those games in the SEC, then you go to the NFL, and the competition's, there's maybe a little faster, bigger, stronger, but as far as looking out there, it doesn't look that different. It's still 80,000. With a Lombard, you go from Scranton or a Binghamton or all these different minor league cities, right? AA, AAA, Syracuse in front of, sometimes on a Tuesday night, 350 people to 43,000 and New York and the lights, which are, right? It's a lot. So, I think that's probably fine. Set the roster, call them up.
It's funny you mentioned that SEC comment. Some of the the media here, the Bills media, right? They'll ask some of these rookies like their first time in Highmark Stadium, like what
So
was that
stupid.
like for you? And I'm like, I'm in the back, like rolling my eyes, like,
So
dude,
dumb.
they just played in 100,000 seat stadium in
Or more.
Michigan or wherever it was. The Highmark Stadium looked like a minor league ballpark to some of these kids. It was just kind of funny that you
Still,
brought
it's
that up as I had that.
45,000 people less than Tennessee.
Yeah, I know it's crazy. They're overwhelmed by playing in an NFL stadium. No, they've already played in bigger stadiums.
Yeah.
It's whatever. Off on a tangent. Look, let's start with Friday night's game. Cam Schlittler just being the ace that he is, right? I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, Garrett Cole, Max Fried, great pitchers. You want them. Cam Schlittler's the ace of this team. He went 7 1/3, scoreless innings. The only spot of trouble he got in was the 8th, first and second, and they got out of it. I forget who even came in. Who came in? It was 4 days ago. Hedrick came in, got him out of a jam, which is all he does, by the way, is get Yankees starters out of jams. 44 scoreless innings or appearances this year for Brett Hedrick. Who the hell is Brett Hedrick? Right? I couldn't even have told you who this guy was last year when he joined the Yankees and didn't really pitch very well for them. He's been a revelation. Him and Bednar both. Yeah. At the end of that bullpen, Bednar locked down the first 2 games. Tremendous. Their bullpen, we bitch about it all the time. Like their bullpen right now might actually be the strength of the team, at least the back end of the bullpen.
Yeah, Friday was great. Schlittler, every single time he takes a ball sale, I'm not going to lie, I can't wait. I look at it as it's the new thing of like, I can't wait. And just, again, the lights are bright, turn them on brighter. It's Philly, first game, Harper, Schwarber. Maybe 2 Hall of Fame guys. We have to see their, careers, play out. Although if you ask Dontrell Willis, you probably put him in right now and just retire him. But I think this Cam Schlittler, man, hopefully he stays healthy. Super exciting dude, Hedrick. And listen, you need your guys to be the best right now. And Schlittler and Hedrick are exactly that.
They are. Second game on Saturday, Ryan Weathers, he ended up pitching 5 2/3 and only gave up the 1 run in the first inning. It just felt like every inning with him, not only Saturday, but just about every start he makes, he seems like he's on the brink of disaster every time he's out there. But to his credit, he did wiggle out of some jams the other night. And then the only reason he came out of the game after 5 2/3, he made a stupid mistake. Right. Your favorite thing, covering first base for a pitcher. He didn't do it properly. He went to field the ball. He should have gone right to the bag. He would have been out of the inning. And that ended up being really the only threat the Phillies had in the entire game after they scored their 1 run. They had first and second. He comes out, and then Shavili went in and got him out of the jam. Yep. And then they shut him out the rest of the way because, again, Blackburn with 2 scoreless innings. Another guy, unbelievable the season he's having given who he has been in the past. And then Bednar locking it down again. So a good win on Saturday. 2 home runs, Austin Wells and Dominguez. You're not going to get that daily double too often. So they took advantage of it, and they got a good victory there. Yeah,
I was stunned on Saturday. Obviously, I thought that the pitchers, as the game went on, and you can credit Blake here, you can credit the pitchers, they just took advantage of what the Phillies are doing right now. You get a little bit ahead, and you throw a ball just a little bit outside. They swing at everything. I mean, I know everybody swings at everything in baseball these days because there's 16 million strikeouts every night. But, I mean, the Phillies are just – I mean, they are waving that baton all over the place. And then, again, lockdown, slam the door. Probably the more impressive win out of the 2, only because no disrespect to Schlittler. But if he goes out and just aces it and a Hedrick pitches you're like, well, okay, you're kind of like at this point, you're not surprised by it. But then kind of the way the Yankees weathered the storm on Saturday, I mean, just a really good win in Philly. And, again, I told you in Cooperstown – for the show that is now into the abyss, any win this year you take, especially with the offense right now, and I took that one in a second.
Yeah, their offense still sucks, Mike. They ended up scoring 4 runs the first 2 games, won them both because the Phillies offense was worse. And then they get the 4 runs last night in the Laffer 11-4 loss. I mean, again, the Bellinger injury and the continued suckiness of the offense still takes away a little bit of a series win for me. They pitched really well the first 2 games, and then it all went to hell on Sunday with Will Warren and Ryan Yarborough just looking terrible. So, a good weekend, but still, this team is, and there's going to be a tough week coming with the White Sox and the Cubs, 2 good teams. So last night, did you watch any of the broadcast?
I watched some of it. I had volume down on a good chunk of it. Even
Good thing you had the volume down. Holy shit.
I mean, Jason's a friend of mine and we used to work together, but
he's fine. Benetti's fine. He's a really good play-by-play, but they bring in these clowns as the analysts. They're different every week. They had Girardi on, who I love Girardi on the Yankee broadcast,
me too.
But he just morphed into this character. I watched the first maybe 3.5 innings. And then I said, screw this. This is already over with. So I turned it off. Just in the 3.5 innings I watched, Girardi would not shut up. John Kruk is a complete clown. Thank Christ, Mike, the Yankees don't have a clown in their booth. I mean, O'Neill is sort of a clown, but he's not to the Kruk level where everything is a joke and stupid and making fun of himself. I just can't stand that type of broadcaster.
Yeah.
So he was awful. Girardi going back and forth with his clip-on tie and mocking him. Joey Votto, smart guy, would not shut up.
Yep.
They got to get to him and say, Joey, you're down in the dugout. You're supposed to talk about 5 times a game. This guy was having a conversation while plays going on. Just a brutal broadcast. I had to get that out of my chest because when the games aren't on, they generally suck.
Well,
right? The national broadcast is so bad.
Yeah, they're just rotating guys in and out, and you have to appeal to the national scene. And I hate 3 guys in a booth. I've always hated it. There's no.
This was 4. This was basically 4.
Right. I hate 3, let alone 4. You need a play-by-play and a color and end it. And then your sideline guy. I don't mind Costas out there. By the way, the guy looks younger every day. I don't mind him.
Costas is great.
Right. Put him out there. He's arguably the greatest broadcaster of all time. Fine. But have Benetti and a color guy. Benetti color guy every week and end it. It's absolutely nuts. And you know what? I respect Fox. Fox has usually their color guy and Joe Davis a play-by-play. And so just leave it. Just have your play-by-play and have your color guy and then, somebody roaming like your Bob Costas, which is fine. I had high hopes for NBC. I was a big ESPN Sunday Night Baseball guy back in the day with Miller and Morgan. I was a big fan of that. But my goodness, I mean, this NBC thing has become an absolute rodeo. I had the volume down. I was flipping between that and the 3M because I'm a golf sicko. So I wanted to see if Scotty Scheffler was going to win in the end. And I didn't know the results, so I just left it. And then I was kind of catching up on some Cooperstown stuff. And I don't know, man. I was tired. I was doing some PT. Well, I turned the volume down. I needed to concentrate, man.
Like I said, you missed nothing on the broadcast, and you certainly missed nothing in the game. Will Warren stunk. I mean,
right.
Will Warren's place in the rotation is in peril in 2 ways, Mike. When Rodon comes back, it feels like if they're going to knock somebody out of the rotation between Weathers and Warren, it's feeling like Warren right now. Yep. But here's the other thing. I think he's got a chance to be traded. I think they are shopping Will Warren, because look, he has been a good pitcher. He has not been awful the whole 2.5 years he's been up. He's had some moments, and I think he could be a good pitcher, maybe somewhere else. I think his name is going to be out there. So he might be off the roster by August 3rd, but certainly when Rodon gets back, if all things stay the way they are, I'm leaning towards Warren going to the bullpen. What are your
no doubt, no doubt. Bullpen would love to see him traded. I told you I'd ship him out to San Diego or put him somewhere with a package deal if you can really hit a bonanza for somebody who wants a 4 or a 5. And I will say this is the only thing really I have left, Sal, is that looping that into the conversations I had yesterday with people, including, by the way, Carlos Delgado. I had an unreal talk with him about the bombs I used to see him hit at MacArthur Stadium in Syracuse as a Chief. And he had an unreal career. I talked to him about playing at Yankee Stadium, the old one and all that, against all those great teams. But the overwhelming feeling is, when the Yankees get guys back, they're the favorite in the AL. That's nice right now to look at. Yeah, when they get guys back, who's going to be back? Will it be the full roster with the key name being Aaron Judge? Because the offense is so brutal. Is he coming back in mid-September? Because if he doesn't come back in mid-September,
I know. Look, last night was the quintessential concern game for the Yankees. They got a bad outing from Will Warren. Ryan Yarborough mops up. It was terrible. They're fielding. Once the first play of the game, Mike, you knew Turner hits a ball to right center, should be a double. Grisham comes in with the most stupid angle I've ever seen, turns it into a triple. Naturally, he scores on an out, a fly ball. It's already 1-0 before you even blink. Volpe throws another one away because he can't throw the ball from the hole. It ended up not costing him in that inning. But again, a bad fielding play. Even the play Rosario made, the barehander, Goldschmidt should have caught the throw. The throw was low, but he didn't come up with it. A guy reaches base. So their fielding sucks. And we've talked ad nauseum about this offense. 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Once again, unable. Caballero comes up in a huge spot. Bases loaded. The game is still a game at that point. Grounds out, inning over. They've just got, there's issues. And here we are again. They win the series in Philadelphia, a good series win. And it's just hard not to pick apart what's going on with this team, right? Again, it's just, there's so many issues that they have. God bless them for winning 2 out of the 3. But I just can't see how it's going to continue if they keep playing baseball the way they're playing it right now.
Get as many guys healthy as possible in late September, 2 weeks to have the roster. Get in, whether you win the division or not. I prefer the division.
Yeah.
Get in. The league sucks. Set up the pitching, and let's see what happens.
I don't want to see this team play in the wild card series, Mike.
Well,
I just don't think. I think last year they were good enough, I think, to win that series against, and they did. They beat the Red Sox. I wasn't too concerned about that. This year, I will be concerned about that best of 3 first round series. I don't know that they're better, that much better than any team they would play in that round, right? I don't see it.
That's fair.
All right.
That's fair.
All right, we're going to wrap it up. Mike's going to, where are you going today? Going to a museum?
The Children's Museum in Oswego. I'm getting hitting back on the highway right now.
Nice. Good place to go, Oswego, in the summer.
Sure is.
Don't want to go there in the winter.
The key
Good
word
place to go in the summer.
Yes, summer. Yes.
All right. For Mike Lindsley, I am Sal Maiorana. We are Pinstripe People, a Yankees podcast presented by FanDuel. I didn't even give any FanDuel odds today, but I will say it again. We are presented by FanDuel on the Believe Network. Have a great day, and we will talk to you. A 4-game series in Chicago on the South Side. So maybe Thursday afternoon, late after the day game, we could pop something out for you, because I know I have Bills. By the way, Bills training camp is going to start affecting our schedule. Mike is aware of this. My mornings are going to be a little bit booked, so we'll figure things out. But we'll be back at you Thursday or Friday to recap the Yankees White Sox series. Until then, everyone, have a great week and enjoy the Yankees baseball if you can. Take care.